Hey YouTube, welcome back and thanks for checking out another video. Furious Figures here, doing another figure review. I mean, if you count the 2003 re-release of the Playmates 2003 Turtles, I picked those up a couple of days ago. Just stumbled in a local Walmart and there they were after about a month of looking for them. So technically this is the first set of figures that we're going to check out. So stay tuned. So on Facebook and a lot of the collector groups, there was a lot of, mixed emotions on this. A lot of people were for it, a lot of people dogged it, a lot of people didn't care for it. There's still a lot of people passing on it. There's some people that said that they would pass on them, but until they had these figures in their hands, they changed their mind. Of course, they picked up a figure or two, or they're just sticking to a certain character. Whatever. We all nitpick a lot of these brands and a lot of these figures lately. That's what I've been noticing. Anyway, and real quickly, just want to add by saying, like, Mattel, although you did great, there are several missed opportunities here. Like, somebody gave me the idea, like, why didn't they name it Leonardo? I mean, that's kind of funny. But yeah, we got Leonardo and Turtles of Grayskull. I get it, but why not Masters of the Sewerverse, you know? And when a cringer version comes out, is it gonna, I mean, well, not necessarily cringer version, but hey, talking about vehicles, how about the battle van, you know? Or instead of like that man-at-arms that just, did you guys see that man-at-arms? It should have been Raph-at-arms. And then since Orko is the aspiring wizard and Donatello is the genius of the group, it should have been like Orcatello. You know, and then the other, you know, main supporting character, you know, Stratos, could have been Stratolangelo. You know, the party dude, the flying dude, whatever. A lot of missed opportunities there, Mattel. You almost got it. I don't know if you guys just thought it through too quickly or just passed up on a lot of things, but I mean, He-Man, the most powerful mutant in the universe, I get it in a sense, or the maybe you just wanted to keep the figures individualized, whatever it is. Like that Mauser jaw, really? Like, you missed the opportunity to call it Mousetrap, not Mauser jaw. Come on. Two of my favorite toy lines, Masters of the Universe and Ninja Turtles. Now, I never really thought that this would be a mashup, although I would think it, and I was like, man, it'd be so awesome for them to, like, because you'd look at the Masters of the Universe figures and you'd think, like, imagine this was a fucking Ninja Turtle, and lo and behold, they did it. They found a way to cross him over, and I'm super excited for this. So as you see, we already opened Leo up. I had to check it out. He was one of the first ones that I wanted to pick up, along with Mutated He-Man. Now, the first thing we're going to look at is the packaging. So since Mattel did pick up the rights for the Ninja Turtles, they kept the packaging very similar and virtually identical to their original figures, like Masters of the Universe and their crossover with WWE, you know, Masters of the W. So we've got virtually the same packaging, same style, Masters of the W, Masters of the Universe, and Turtles of Grayskull. So we've got the long card with the figure mold out as far as the bubble up in front. So that's really cool. They're keeping the same concept. They're not straying away from changing up a lot of their presentations or the packaging. And back also really much very alike, shows the other characters in the wave. Has the cool art up at the top, of course, yes. So that's one thing that I really appreciate with some of these items, the packaging, the box art, you know, the cards. Even as a kid, I would cut some of the file cards out, or just the pieces of you know, my favorite art pieces, and just keep that with the figures together. So as an adult, it's inbox collecting. I've strayed away from inbox collecting and opening up a lot of shit. So as they say, let them breathe, right? So the next thing I noticed, and something I also want to talk about, is how they kept the original presentation of the figure itself. So as we notice, this Leonardo has a side smirk, just like the original 1988 Playmates release of Leonardo here. So that's cool. They kept the same facial expressions for their figures just to kind of keep that nostalgia, that, you know, the originality there. Even in the 2003 Turtle, Leonardo has his side smirk. So the detail on the figure is actually really neat, really simple though too. You know, less. I really believe sometimes less is more. They did sculpt out the chest there for the turtle shell. They did use the same type of arm build for the figure. The legs are the same as the other Master of the Universe figures. Of course, the hands and the feet were new tooling because, of course, you had to get that accuracy of the turtle. I like the way the headbands have that wind flow. Although I do think the blue could have been a little darker, it still works. Maybe we can, reinforce it on our own, sometime down the line. The shin wool or the protection right here also has the blue strapping. I like this whole, gladiator warrior piece that they used up here in front. The shields are shell detailed. This fur husk thing that for his shoulders is also a nice little add-on, kind of like the King Grayskull effect to it. The turtle shell, perfect, holds the sword. What's really neat about his power sword here, it's got that effect like the original one. Splits into two katanas. Now the only thing that sucks about these and his hand mold, okay, now it's fucking working, man. I was having a hard time getting this into his hand and him actually, okay, you see, one of these hands actually doesn't properly hold it and it tends to fall off a bit. So look at it. There you go. There you go. That's a little it's a little annoying right there, but it's not a deal breaker. It's okay. You just have to angle it right. There you go. At this point, it looks all right, but with certain angles, the aesthetics of the sword is kind of, it throws you off because it's just the connector pieces are exposed on the inside. Some people might not like that. Some people might not care. So it's subjective at that point. Although the swords are going to continue to fall off because his hand grip is a little too wide for how narrow the handle is here. The shell is cool. It actually detaches and it becomes a shield. So, shell protection, baby. So at this point, yes, you want to probably connect your sword, piece it together, and has much better hold on his weapon there. Now, as far as posing and articulation, it's going to be very similar to the Master of the Universe figures. Now, there's nothing special or different about the figures other than the detail and the crossover, and it poses great. It's actually it's a sturdy figure. Super neat and works perfect with all the other Master of the Universe figures, the other wrestling figures. I think they did such a good job, and it's almost surprising. Like, wow, like just two of my favorite lines coming into one. I'm all for it. Snakeface, the Horde Trooper, and Faker with the championship belt from, I believe it's Ric Flair, maybe. I don't know. It's one of those figures, but Faker is the Eternia champion of the world at the moment. Now he seems like a substantially larger figure than the SH version here. I still have my SH Leonardo in pack. I just opened up the Michelangelo, but there you get an idea of how they scale together. So all in all, this figure is a win for me. I also love how the harness has the L, whereas He-Man's typically has that H or the Iron Cross. But you typically see the He-Man with the H. So all the turtles technically are looking like they're going to have their initial, as would their belts. And of course, like the other Master of the Universe figures, we are supplied with a backstory little comic of Turtles of Grayskull. So the title of this one is By the Power of Pizza. And come to think of it, I do feel pretty powerful with pizza. So again, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Keep it furious.